All right, Cherry Blossom athletes, we are just over a week away, and this is your quick race briefing. I did a race briefing last year where I went through the whole course. There's some beautiful animations from years back, kind of talked through everything. So feel free, there's a lot more information on that video. I'm not going to redo it because I did such a good job last year. So all I'm going to do is cover some of the highlights for this year, some of the changes that you can expect to see this year, and I'll say frequently asked questions that I've gotten because I'm sure other people are wondering the same thing. So again, if you want the full race briefing, this will be part one. Part two will be checking out the link, which I'll also include in the email to last year's race briefing. It's a little more involved. If you've never done the race before, that'd be a really good video to check out. It'll take you through the entire course, give you a couple of tips and tricks, and again, I cover everything, almost everything. Other than that, you can also visit the website, Cherry Blossom triathlon.com, and there is race details or race information page on there if you prefer reading some of the details as opposed to listening to me talk. So a couple things will be the same this year. Package pickup is going to be at Fresh Air Kelowna on the Dilworth location. That's going to be Saturday 3 to 6. If you can make that, I highly recommend doing your package pickup and saving yourself the time on Sunday morning. I got a couple more volunteers this year, so we'll speed you through a little bit quicker. But again, Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m., Fresh Air Kelowna. That will be the package pickup location. Again, the details, location are on the website. And I look forward to seeing you then. You can do your package pickup on Sunday morning if you can't make Saturday. That's going to start somewhere around 6:15, just before transition opens. So you can make your way to the front of the H2O Center, the grassy areas where that's going to be located, and do your check-in, get your wristband, and your wonderful swag and swim caps and stuff like that. Last year, we did a last-minute race briefing before the swim start. We did that outside. We're going to bring that inside this year, as I watched many of you sitting there shivering, let's speed it up a little bit. So that is going to be inside. Actually, that's going to be a little bit different this year, which I'll talk about in a second. Morning parking. There should be ample parking in the H2O parking lot. It's right close to the transition area, so that's really nice and convenient. You can lock stuff up in your car. There are lockers available at the H2O Center as well. They will take loonies or 2 quarters. They're probably more 2-quarter lockers, so I'd bring some quarters. If you do want to lock stuff up inside the facility, you can do that. If there is not enough parking in the H2O parking lot, it does continue to spill over into the MMP Place parking lot, so you can park anywhere in that general area. Transition. So your transition or the transition area will open at 6:30. So set up your transition anywhere between 6:30 and 7:15. We are going to do body marking again. We're going race number on both arms. If you want to skip that line, you can use a black Sharpie and body mark yourself the morning of if you like. Again, just looking race number. If you don't, or if you haven't checked in yet, you'll obviously need to do that to make sure you get your race number. Also, timing chips are going to be there for pickup race morning as well. So you will have to do those 2 things before entering transition and doing all your thing in there, getting that all set up. VeloFix will be on site this year. If you have any bike issues the morning of, you can see Andrew from VeloFix, and he'll make sure that your bike is working for you. That being said, if you know there's an issue, take care of it beforehand. And I highly recommend Fresh Air is going to have mechanics available as well during package pickup 3 to 6. So you could bring your bike in. If you have anything you want them to check out, they'll give you a hand with that. But if you haven't done a bike tune-up or anything like that, I would also encourage you to support our main sponsor, Fresh Air. So they do bike mechanic stuff. Pool will open at 6:45 this year, so you will be able to access the pool and change rooms at 6:45. You're also welcome to do a swim warm-up early this year. So we'll have the full pool, 8 lanes, 50 meters between 6:45 and 7:25 before we get going. So if you want to jump in and do I don't know, however many 100 meters you want to do to warm up, especially if you're one of the first swimmers, you are welcome to spend that time and do an actual swim warm up this year. You can continue to do the swim warm up after the race has started, and that will be in lane 8. Now, that's going to get a little busy, so obviously you're going to have to strategically plan when you're going to be able to jump in the water, and I wouldn't expect to get in more than a couple 100 meters, maybe 200-300 meters. So that will be swim warm up, pool access. Again, we can go inside at 6:45. Right around that 7:25, we will clear the pool. So if you're doing your warm up, you will be asked to hop out of the water. If there are any last instructions that I need to provide, if heaven forbid any changes occur, that is when I will update everybody on deck. And then we'll do a couple of woohoos and away we go. The new addition this year is the Youth Super Sprint, and that is going to be for ages 12 to 16 years old. They're going to go first. So if you are in the Youth Super Sprint, congratulations. You are going to kick off this year's race, and you're going to show the adults how to swim. That's my helper there. One sec. So anyway, if you would like to marvel at some really speedy swimmers, watch these youth take it out. And again, they're going to go first. It's not going to take very long. There's about 25 youth super sprint athletes. So about the first 7 minutes or so, that will be their send off. Then we're going to be moving the timing mats down a couple lanes, and we'll be starting the sprint triathlon, which is a 700 meter swim. So there will be a very short intermission, but if you are leading off the sprint tri, expect to be in the water right around 7:40. Other than that, it is going to be seated by time. I will be sending out a document just so you have an idea of when you're going to be jumping in the pool. If you are one of the slower swimmers, you will have anywhere from an hour to an hour 20 to be waiting around. You can use that time as you like. That being said, transition area is closed promptly at, what time did I say that? 7:15? So you do have to have transition all taken care of. Unfortunately, then you have to mull about. Again, you can do a warm-up, you can hang out on the bleachers, watch the festivities, freak out a little bit, whatever whatever fills your time. That's pretty much how it will work. There will be swim starters who will be writing the numbers on a whiteboard of where we are in the swim, just to give you an idea of when you should start lining up, getting in queue, because your time is approaching. Let's see. There will be swim caps provided this year. Again, you'll get that when you check in, either on the Saturday or the Sunday morning. It is not mandatory because it's a pool swim. You don't have to wear a swim cap. If you want to wear your own swim cap, you can do that, but totally up to you in terms of the caps. There are no wetsuits, no neoprene floaty pants, no pull buoys, no paddles, no fins. So you cannot wear any of that or use any equipment. You can wear a swim skin, but you must do the entire race in that swim skin. If you have no idea what a swim skin is, don't worry about it. I would recommend bringing layers to put on if it's a cool morning. It typically is. Again, some people will just suck it up and go. Some people want to be a little more comfortable. I would recommend, at minimum, gloves and, if possible, full finger length gloves so that your hands don't go numb and you can continue to work your breaks. That being said, again, totally up to you. Just, yeah, ride safe. Let's see. Talked about that. You can swim any stroke that you like, or you can swim any way that you like. Just stay at the surface of the water. You can rest on the walls, and so you can rest on the walls, and in the event of emergency, the lifeguards don't like it, but you can grab the lane rope. They'd prefer that than jumping in the water. So what you can't do is pull yourself down the lane rope. Obviously, we want to keep things as smooth as possible. There will be swim marshals there trying to keep everybody swimming as fluid as possible. No pun intended. Total pun intended. And there will be lifeguards monitoring the swim. So if you do have any issues, hopefully not, knock on wood, you're in a safe environment. The run into T1 is going to change a little bit this year. We're going to not cross over the finish line chute, so you'll see that just being a little bit different. That's not really going to have much of an impact on you. The transition is pretty much all the same, so everything on the other video in terms of transition, I talk about attire. Feel free, again, check that video out. The super sprint athletes. So the youth super sprints, if you are 12 to 15 years old, you are only doing one loop of the bike course. Don't do any more, just one. So if you're 12 to 15, one loop. If you are 16 years old in the youth super sprint, you are doing 2 laps. Everyone else doing the sprint triathlon, you are doing 3 laps. Count your laps. Don't mess it up. There's 1, 2, or 3. We'll probably figure it out in the timing, looking at irregularities, but there's no timing mat to confirm that. We're going to trust the honor system, and especially for the youth, don't do extra. So again, 12 to 15-year-olds, so the 12 to 13 age group and the 14 to 15-year age group only go around the course once. 16 years in the youth super sprint, you're going around twice. If you are 16 in the sprint triathlon, which is a thing, you are doing 3, just like everybody else. So again, do the right laps. The run on the video says you're going to go behind the CNC place. CNC building is now called MNP place. So if you're looking around wondering where the heck CNC is, it's called MNP now. The youth super sprint, this is where I'm going to flip into some maps here. So the pool, just so that you know, the youth super sprint, you're going to line up in lane 4 because you only have 400 meters to do up and down, and then you'll get out at the corner and run out the doors. Again, in that intermission, which will only be a couple minutes, we're just going to be sliding the mats down to lane 7, and the sprint athletes, you have that 700 meters to go. The run course, well, the bike don't need to cover. The bike is the bike. Again, just how many loops that you're doing. The run course is a little bit different, and this is going to get a little more complicated for the youth super sprint. So if you are 12 to 13 years old, you are doing a shorter run, 2 kilometers. You're going to start off the exact same way as the sprint triathlon, so no difference there. You're going to follow the Mission Recreation Park path here all the way around to Lexington. At Lexington, adults are turning right and heading into Michael Brook Golf Course and down Kamloops Road. Again, youth super sprint athletes are turning left, and they're going to be running down Lexington. So you will have different color wristbands. There will be run marshals on these corners that will take you in different directions, hopefully pointing you in the right direction. But I've had sometimes volunteers make mistakes, so know the course. Again, 12 to 13-year-olds, once you get to this road, you're going to cross the road. There's a little crosswalk, and then you are taking a left onto Lexington, and you are pretty much picking up the adult course or the run course right about here, in and around the Kinsman Center. Sorry you can't see that stuff on the map. But basically you're going right straight shot to Gordon Drive, down Gordon, and right to the finish in front of the H2O Center. Now, if you are a little bit older, 14 and 15-year-olds, so 14, 15-year-olds, same start, back behind. This is the MNP Place building here. Back behind there, carrying around, down Lexington. You're going to have a little out and back here where you are going to be going through the parking. So you're going to be turning into the parking lot and or actually just before the parking lot. So there's going to be a little bit of grass running here, and then you're going to be onto a little bit of a dirt path. up onto the Mission Creek Greenway for a slight out and back here. You'll do 180, turn around, come back on the Mission Creek path, and then you're picking up the regular run course as it is normally. Again, there's going to be marshals at these particular points directing you in the where to go. But again, good to know. And then, yeah, right back and back in front of the H2O Center. So that would be for, 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. This is your run. So 14 to 16, here's your 3-kilometer run. 12 to 13, this is your run, just a little bit shorter. And adults, sorry, you are doing this whole big thing where you're out all the way back to Swamp and round and about. So that is change for this year. Couple things on the run. Every year I get asked, can I wear headphones? No, that is against the rules. So if you get caught wearing those and an official wants to disqualify you, that can happen. Same with using cell phones. So don't be running down there taking your selfies. Leave them behind. There will be bike stickers this year, so you only need to wear your race bib on the run. I got better bike stickers this year, so you're actually going to be able to take them off your bike. And that is about it. I do a big sponsor thank you. On the video last year, we have pretty much the same sponsors this year. So huge thanks to Fresh Air, who has been a supporter since day one, 10 years, 8 minus COVID. So huge thanks to them. Again, make sure, check them out. Again, if you need bike mechanical work between now and then, if you need to pick up anything, if you're looking for wetsuits, they're pretty much, as far as I know, the only wetsuit place in town. They got Blue 70 wetsuits, and those are nice. Again, you can't wear them for the cherry, but I'm sure you're going to do more racing this year. Dynamic cyclist, or dynamic triathlete, actually, is what we got going this year. So if you are dealing with any injuries or want to make sure that you don't get any injuries, these are daily stretching routines. There are some rehab programs in there. There's some strength training programs in there. So again, huge thanks to Dynamic Triathlete for supporting the event again this year. Jugo Juice will be providing smoothies for all the participants and volunteers. So again, huge thank you to Jugo Juice. So that will be your finish line treat. F2C will be the hydration sponsor and what you can expect on course. So you will have an option between water and F2C. Doak Sheriff, who has provided us with enough water for everybody. My garage looks like a doomsday shelter right now. So huge thank you for Doak Sheriff for providing finish line water. MoveMed will be leading our first aid tent again. If you have any issues, the first aid tent will be right at the finish line. Again, if anything happens inside the facility, it'll be lifeguards. Outside the facility, JF and Bea and Tara will be responding. So again, huge thanks to MoveMed. Big thanks to City of Kelowna for continuing to support our event. Triathlon BC for, again, same support. Well, supporting our event. And as I mentioned, we have VeloFix on site this year. So huge thank you to Andrew and VeloFix for coming down and making sure that all your bikes work properly. And the last huge big thanks to the Kelowna Triathlon Club, who came on in as a sponsor this year. And I am so proud to be a part of this club and coach for this club as well. Pretty much this event couldn't happen without them. It's such an amazing community of people who are just willing to come together and make this event happen. So I'll say the majority of the volunteers and people setting up and all of that are from the Kelowna Triathlon Club, and huge thanks to them. Also, huge thanks to everyone who volunteered. Obviously couldn't put on this event without you. There's so many moving parts, and again, to have all your expertise and everyone come together to, put on this great day, it's overwhelming sometimes. So thank you to everyone who has stepped up to make this day happen for you. So other than that, again, 1 week out, rest. There's no more training. Well, there's a little bit of training. Stay sharp, keep moving, but no more fitness to be gained. Hopefully, again, you're feeling good, and I cannot wait to see you in about a week's time. Until then, we'll see you soon. Take care.